They came in a great multitude. The potter left his wheel and the weaver his loom. They came as one, the great and the lowly, the rich and the poor. They came to see him pass for the last time. Mahatma Gandhi was dead. Mahatma Gandhi, Oxford graduate, lawyer and politician, leader, prophet and God. On the banks of the sacred river, they built a funeral pyre. And there they said farewell to the man who had rocked an empire by his faith in peace. There, women struggled to throw a last rose petal. There, men fought for a last glimpse. And there, amid sandalwood and incense, the little father was committed to the flames. And so he passed on, he who had stirred the conscience of the world. To the capital of the state of Bikaner came Lord Louis Mountbatten, Governor-General of India, and the Maharaja displayed his troops to his honored guest. Here was the camel corps which had seen service with the Queen Empress Victoria. Here was the rich India of Clive and Warren Hastings, the turbulent India of the Mutiny and the Black Hole. Now this chapter of history was drawing to its close. Through Bombay's famous gateway to India, the last contingent of British troops moved out on the long voyage home. By her own choice, India's destiny was now in her own hands. And elsewhere in the East, the old order was changing. In Ceylon, Colombo's harbour was decked with flags to mark a day of celebration. After 146 years of British rule, the people of Ceylon too had achieved self-government. Through a decorated archway, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester drove to the Assembly Hall. And there the people watched a ceremony which marked a turning point in their history. The representatives of the King made recognition, saluted a new flag, the flag of a new dominion, a new member of the British Commonwealth of Nations. As for India and Ceylon, so for Burma. After 62 years of British rule, the people of Burma had made their choice. Not dominion status, but complete independence. In London, the representatives of Britain and Burma had met. And with their signatures, a new nation was born. A new nation, but one based on an ancient civilization. Throughout Burma, the people celebrated their new independence with age-old pageantry. They had found their freedom because those who had once ruled had submitted to the wishes of the people. Severing the last ties, the ex-governor of Burma left Rangoon. India, Ceylon, Burma. By her understanding of people's rights, Britain had shown that democracy was more than a word. At The Hague, the International Court of Justice met for its first post-war session. For the loss of shipping in a mine channel, Britain sought compensation from Albania. In presenting Britain's case, Sir Hartley Shawcross spoke of the principles symbolized by the court and by the United Nations.
Your statute is an integral part of their charter, and that charter itself affirms that the United Nations are determined to establish conditions under which justice and respect for the obligations arising from treaties and other sources of international law can be maintained.
The question remained, could such principles be applied to greater problems? Problems such as Trieste. Trieste had been declared a neutral city, but there was no neutrality in her streets. Her Italians still demanded union with Italy, and her Slavs union with Yugoslavia. And Trieste herself stood upon the very frontier between the world's two opposing political camps, that of the right and that of the left. In Greece, the conflict between the right and the left was open war. In the mountains, a UNO commission watched government forces move into action against the communist guerrillas. Now in its third year, the Greek struggle was assuming greater and greater proportions. As the weeks passed, so more and more of the tools of war were brought into action. More and more men marched into the fray. And as the war increased in intensity, so it spread, island by island, province by province. In Greece, the UNO Commission found food for infinite reflection.